Hi everyone, Lisa here from Down to Earth Gardening. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is on 4 easy edible flowers that I personally grow in my garden every single year. So I am a gardener in Connecticut. I professionally garden. I've had my business for 20 plus years and I'm from a family of gardeners. And right now I'm in Florida enjoying the sun and learning a little bit about gardening down here. Well, actually a lot. There's a lot to learn. It's very different. But I'm thinking about what I'm going to be doing as soon as I get back to Connecticut, and that is starting my seeds. So I thought I would share with you 4 really easy edible flowers that I have in my garden every single year. So I'm going to tell you what the 4 are. I'm going to tell you what they all have in common. And then I'm going to show you some clips of what they look like in my garden over the last couple of years. And then last but not least, I'm going to share with you some different ways that I use them because they do all make a beautiful garnish, and that's an easy way to use them. But there are some other creative ways that you can use them as well. And you may have seen my nasturtium videos. Here's a little sneak peek at what we're doing today, but those videos will show you some of the ways that I use them. If you have any experience of using them in your kitchen, I would love to hear those experiences and how you use them. So please let me know. Okay, I've got my seed packets in hand and we're going to be talking specifically about each one a little bit. But first I want to tell you that they have a few things in common. So number one is they can all be started so easily from seed, and that's why I've got my seed packets here. So after danger of frost, so for me in Connecticut, that is roughly weather dependent mid to the end of May. So once the danger of frost has passed and the soil warms up a little bit, I will direct sow these seeds. So that means put them right into the ground, right into the soil. And they germinate pretty quickly and they do so well that way. So number two is they are all really great pollinators. So that is why I tend to put some of my edible flowers right into my vegetable garden because I'm attracting the pollinators there to help me get my vegetables going. But they also are great pollinators for your garden border, your cottage garden, or whatnot. And of course, you can just have a designated edible flower garden, which is really fun. Number three is they all love the full sun. So make sure you give them a full sun location. That means at least 6 or 6+ hours of sun per day, and they will really thrive. And number four is they will all self-sow. And so that means if you leave the flowers on and let them fade right in the garden, they're going to drop their seeds, and you won't need to be buying seeds year after year. And in fact, one of the flowers that I'm going to talk about today, I don't even have a seed packet here because I know that they are just going to go ahead and reseed themselves, but they will all tend to do that if you leave them alone in the garden. All right, let's get to it. So number one, I kind of gave you a sneak peek, is nasturtium. So I have a couple of varieties that I'm going to be doing this year. You all know I love my nasturtiums. So I'm going to be doing the Fiesta Blend and the Alaska Variegated, which I really love because look at the leaves here. So all parts are edible. And these are drapers or climbers. They are great. I have mine above the stone wall, but also great in a container. And they have a nice peppery taste. And I like to use mine in salads. I made a cheese platter, a charcuterie board with them, and there's a full-length video out on that. But you can also use them in your pasta dishes and really get creative with those too. So that's the ways that I've used them. And again, I'd love to hear how you use your nasturtium flowers. Okay, number two is bachelor buttons or cornflower. So I have this pretty purple blue color here that I'm going to be planting this year. And I also do want to mention that they come in some pinks, burgundies, and whites. But I'm a purple lover, so I tend to stick with this pretty blue purple shade. They get to be about 1 to 3 feet tall, and I have to say they're very dainty and they have more of a natural or wildflower look. So they have a super mild taste. I would say leaning towards cucumber, green bean, and they really look pretty if you add them to your salads. And of course, I love to decorate my desserts. So in particular, I like to frost my cupcakes and then scatter the flowers on some cupcakes, and they make a really pretty spring and summer treat. Next on my list of favorite edible flowers is calendula, also known as pot marigold. And I'm just holding up a couple varieties that I'm going to be trying this year. Such an easy and vibrant flower. Last year I did Pink Surprise in my boxes on my patio, and they were really beautiful, and I dried a lot of the flowers because they can also be dried and you can make tinctures and oils, and they have some great medicinal properties. They're great for topical use. Always do your research on that stuff though. But as far as being edible, they have a super mild taste and they go really well in cheeses. I've used them as a garnish in soups and again pasta dishes. But the yellow petals and yellow bright orange have also been used as a vibrant dye. So really vibrant color, and I do grow these every year as well. Okay, so the last edible flower in today's lineup, I do not have a seed packet for, and as I mentioned, that's because I'm so assured that it will reseed itself in my vegetable garden, and it's at home waiting for me, waiting to burst and pop up. But that is borage, and I do love the borage, and I typically will use it in my vegetable garden and just let it scatter around. Pretty little dainty purple flower, and all parts, the stalks, the leaves, and the flowers are all edible, but I will say it's best to get the leaves when they're younger and tender because they tend to get a little bit fuzzy or hairy when they get a little more mature. So this has a mild cucumber flavor, and it's great on its own as a tea, but it also makes a really great garnish on your salads or in your punches or on your desserts. So it's another edible flower that I have in my garden every year. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I love bringing you these videos, and I think I've just given you some ideas for your garden, hopefully. If you like this video, please go ahead and tap like and hit subscribe to our channel because we have many more gardening videos coming your way.